Yo guys, Jacob Bordoti here, back for another vlog, and today I'm finally starting on painting the brake calipers. I know I mentioned that a while ago, but today it's finally gonna happen. And I have the yellow paint and now have new rotors and pads. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know I got those parts in yesterday or 2 days ago. So definitely follow me on Instagram. It gives you guys all the behind the scenes. I'll put my Instagram down in the description and I hope to see you guys following me. Also, another thing is I really do try to respond to all the DMs that I get. And if you guys, ask around, I pretty much answer everyone that DMs me. If you guys have questions about the car or you just want to talk or whatever, I definitely respond to all my DMs. Powerstop sent out their Z26 kit for me. It's slotted and drilled rotors front and rear with new brake pads and hardware. So this is the front. I'm gonna be painting this caliper yellow because it's kind of all brown and black and I don't know what happened here, but it's gonna be nice, fresh, bright yellow. I'll have new Brembo stickers I already ordered. So all new hardware, brand new painted calipers, and brand new rotors and pads. So the car's gonna be really good for Karmecca. So again, I don't know if you guys missed it on one of my last videos, but I will be at Karmecca here in Sacramento. It's May 27th. I'll have the link again down in the description so you guys can go check that out and come and meet me. To begin though, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break loose the lugs on all of the tires, and then I'm gonna put it up on jack stands and then take all the wheels off. Now I have the car up on jack stands on all four corners. All the wheels are off, and it took a little bit longer than expected. A lot longer than expected, more than I care to admit, but it's done, and now we're gonna go ahead and get to the brakes. I've already done the rear brake pads, so it's pretty easy. I understand how to do that. And I actually already did my mom's front brake pads a while ago, so I kind of understand how these brakes work, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Here's the before right here. As you can see, there's a little bit of chipping and stuff like that, and even the rubber bleeder nipple was painted over. A little bit of masking right there that's chipping away. But what I'm gonna do, since I already have all new hardware, like right here, and these pins, and I even bought new bleeder nipple covers. Since I have all new stuff, I'm not going to worry about masking too much, and this rotor's going away because right now it's all covered, so why not? Just hit it with some brake cleaner and it brightened up these calipers big time, which is pretty impressive, but I still want to go yellow and I just want to get these all nice and painted. So giving them a good rub right now. You can tell they're super clean. There's nothing coming off of my fingers. So I'm gonna go ahead and do is use a Scotch-Brite pad and soapy water and just kind of scuff it up a bit and get it ready for primer. And then I'll use the bag method and kind of create a booth around here and do it on all four corners. The front driver's side and the rear driver's side brake all nice and prepped. The next thing I'm gonna do is probably just use some isopropyl alcohol and make sure it's totally grease-free, oil-free, and all of that stuff, because you don't want anything on there for the primer to stick the best. This is pretty much it. Now it's all good and masked off. As you can tell, I just kind of tucked it in there around the brake caliper and then made it so I didn't spray paint basically in my car. And then just did the same thing in the rear. So just like that. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, this boot is gonna be replaced with the new hardware. Actually, I haven't even showed you guys what the new brakes look like. So let me go over here and unbox them and show you guys what's in the package. So to start off, of course, we have the front rotors slotted and drilled. As you can see, they're freaking huge. I think they're 14 inches. Right here's the rear rotors, which are tiny on this car in comparison to the car, but in comparison to the Focus, this is basically its front rotor. This is insane, but these are looking really good, and they're again slotted and drilled, so pretty sporty looking, and they will look aggressive on the car. Right here are the brake pads. Here's the rear ones. Like I said, it comes with new hardware, so those are those guiding slide pins. Those are the pads, and of course a little bit of grease in there, so that way you don't have any noise. I really hope after I do these new brakes, the squeak in the front goes away. I think it's just an improper lubing of the front brakes. So now I hope that whenever I put in the new ones, lube them up right, it'll be no big deal and we'll have nice, quiet, sporty brakes. Back over here to the kit, let's check out what's in the front. So it comes with those boots like I was saying right there. Slide pins, that's the retaining clip. And then check out how big these freaking pads are. These pads are giant. This is what does all the braking up there on the front. Just in case you guys missed it in some of the last vlogs, I want to show you guys the paint. Got Duplicolor primer right here. Got the Duplicolor caliper paint ceramic, so it's high temp. This is made for calipers. We should be all good to go. I test sprayed the color right there. Looks pretty good. That's right where I want it. And we have VHT engine enamel gloss clear coat. This will help protect it and make it all nice and glossy. These are those Brembo bleeder nipples that I ordered from Spain. These are actually like $6, but I had to order it from Spain. Only place I had them, but pretty cool. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and put on my mask. You always wanna paint in a well-ventilated area and wear a mask just because you don't want to start like breathing in all those fumes and stuff like that. And that's just bad for your lungs. So I intend to live for pretty long, so I'm gonna protect myself and wear gloves, wear a mask, be safe. Make sure if you're redoing it that you do take off the sticker. I just didn't even think about it, but now it's completely smooth and ready for another layer of primer, and we're just going to continue around the car. I want to show you guys every single step of every single color, but this is the primer. It's going to be gray like this, and I'll show you guys when it's finally done, and then I'll show you guys when I start on the paint, which is going to be yellow. So anytime you're going to see a drastic change, I'll show you guys that. Here's how we're looking after all the primer. That's 3 coats of primer, 10 minutes apart. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the caliper paint. This is the yellow Duplicolor caliper paint for high heat. So this right here is the final coat of color. I'm just gonna wait about 30 minutes for this to dry, and that should be pretty much dry enough to touch, and I can put the Brembo sticker on right there. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry because it's again just gonna take about 30 minutes, so I can go ahead and touch it and put that Brembo sticker on. I'll meet you guys whenever that's done in about 30 minutes. Now that the caliper is dried to the touch, it's been about 30 minutes since I last did the yellow coat. So now it's time to put on the Brembo sticker. I'm kind of nervous about this because I touched the rear one and it's like tacky. But as long as you don't put a ton of pressure on it, we'll just see how it turns out. So a little trick that I saw in another video is you just bend up the sticker right here on the edge, because when you go to peel this off of the caliper, you don't want to like use your nail and dig into the paint. You just want to have that little tab right there, and you'll peel it up and it'll be totally fine. No, you can't stain with it. No, okay. Well. As you guys probably see in that clip, I totally choked putting on the sticker. I pulled it off and the E kind of separated and it was crooked. Now I'm primering, sanding, and getting it all nice and smooth again because now there's those blade marks. So I'll show you guys where I'm at. I'm clearing the rest of them. It's kind of sucky because it's not going to be all at the same time, but again, I want to do it right. Here's the other front caliper with a single layer of clear on it with the sticker. That one's perfect. I even lined it up with Mom's car. Nice and bright yellow. So 2 or 3 more layers of clear. The last one being pretty thick. As long as I avoid runs, we'll be pretty good. The rears are easy, nice and fine. No stickers there, so it's pretty simple. Just clear and be good to go there. So the thing that kind of sucks about this paint is it takes a really long time to cure. So I'm gonna have to wait until it's completely dry and not tacky, so that way I can actually wet sand it and get that surface smooth, primer, and basically restart the whole process. And another thing is I have the Focus as a daily, so this car can kind of sit in the garage and be a project, and I can take my time with this. So I'm not stressing because I don't need to drive this car tomorrow. I have the Focus and I've been driving it all week. Here's where we're at so far on this caliper. As you can see, there's still a little bit of texture I want to get out of there. It's cleaning up pretty nice though. There were some nasty gashes on there. So once that clears up, then I can do the yellow and all that, and then we'll be good to go for round 2 of this sticker. What's going on, guys? It's actually the next morning. Don't mind the bed head a little bit here. I'm now working on the caliper just because I want to get this done as soon as I can. So what I did, I didn't even pick up the camera. I just straight went into sanding it. So I'm gonna show you guys where it's at right now. So after letting it dry a little bit overnight, I was able to actually sand it. So this is completely smooth now, like baby bottom smooth. Now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and hit it with the primer. Do like 2 coats, pretty light, and then the paint for 3 coats, and then do the same thing with the sticker, let it dry for an hour, and then do the gloss. So I'm gonna get on it and we'll be good to go. So this is the passenger side. It's looking really good. I'm just waiting for the other one to dry enough to where I can touch it and stuff, so that way I can do all the brakes. I'll probably work on the back brakes once I get the sticker and the clear coat done, and I'm just waiting for it to cure. Again, all of this hardware right here is gonna be replaced, like these pins, this little piece of metal, and also these little loops are going to be the new pads. So no big deal. That's all going to be not yellow, so it'll look nice and OEM almost. Just like that, it's all nice and installed. That was super nerve-wracking, but it matches the other side and it's pretty straight, so we're all good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put my first coat of clear coat on there. Right here I put on the wheel just so you guys can get an idea of what it's gonna look like when it's finished. Boom, that thing's looking really nice. Obviously I still have to do the bed-in procedure and stuff like that. I'm really liking it. It's looking really good on the car. And now I just got to do the rear and we can get the full idea. I now have the rear all done, new rotors and pads, as well as the tires on. This was flawless, no problems. This was really easy because I just did them whenever I had metal on metal. This is looking really good. I love the contrast. It's basically all blacked out except for the little caliper right there. So what I'm gonna do now is just go do the other side rear and keep letting this dry, because that front one I don't even touch for another hour or so. Boom, now the rear is done. I just peeled the plastic from the front, so let me show you guys that. Here's the front. I also just put on this little bleeder nipple valve. So now I'm just kind of waiting for this to dry enough to where I can really touch it, put the wrench on it and stuff like that, and change out the rotor, the pads, and we'll be good to go. Boom, big reveal. Here's the front. I now have all 4 wheels and tires up on the car, and it's ready to be bedded in and to be driven, basically. I really want to give a big shout out to Powerstop and Chris specifically at Powerstop for sending out these brakes. I'm gonna go bed them in and see how they perform, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be just perfect for what I do, which is daily driving, a little bit of hard driving. Of course, I'm not taking it to like Laguna Seca and heating these brakes up for 30 laps, but for everything I do, which is, you know, some sporty driving on the weekends and stuff like that on a back road, these are gonna be perfect. Now they do have race options, so if you guys are track oriented, there are track brakes out there that are made by Powerstop. The next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and clean up the garage, because I pretty much destroyed this place doing this install. And then after that, I'm gonna put the car on the ground, torque all of the lug nuts, and then do the proper bedding in procedure as per Powerstop's instructions. Now that the garage is all nice and clean, we're ready for the bed in procedure. Right now I just have it up on the rotors so I could get the jack out. That worked beautifully, so I'm gonna start doing that from now on. She got all dusty while I had the garage door open, so it's a little dusty, but she's still looking good, and I'm loving the black and yellow. This one was the problem caliper, and it's looking beautiful. I'm super happy about this. This just looks so good. The rears are now matching with the slotted and drilled rotors. They're also yellow. Nice new Extreme Z26 pads in there, and all new hardware. Now I'm back in the car, everything's on the ground, torqued up the lug nuts and everything, so I'm just reading over the bedding in procedure. And by doing this bedding in procedure, it hopefully just allows your brakes to last as long as possible, because it's gonna have a nice even surface to brake on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and if I can film it, I'll see, but if not, I'm gonna tell you that I did it. I just finished up the bedding in procedure, and I just pulled behind one of these grocery stores. Just want to show you guys what the car looks like and my thoughts and stuff on the brake kit and how it turned out. So I'm actually like falling in love with this car, because now it's like completely different with the yellow calipers. I just think it looks super aggressive, and I looked over on the freeway because I had to drive for a while so that way the brakes could cool. And on the freeway, I saw the reflection in one of the cars, and it was just insane to me. Like, it looked amazing. When I took the off-ramp after letting them cool down, they bit nice and hard, and I think they work better as they're hotter. So the more that I was braking, the more bite I was getting out of them, which does really match up to what they're made for, which is, you know, spirited driving and stuff like that. But again, these things are looking awesome front and rear. They just pop so much on this black paint. It's insane. I love it. The color combo is perfect. My plan is to add a few other yellow touches on the interior and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. I definitely don't want to make this a Batman car. I've had this paint for a while, and I actually teased it on Instagram first, and I showed you guys some of the little behind the scenes and a little in progress photos. Like I said before, I answer all those DMs, and I love to see you guys' feedback and comments and stuff like that on those photos. It really just brightens my whole day. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this vlog up here. So comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.